Okay, scrappers, well, here I am with the first laptop that I was going to scrap out. Someone picked the red one to scrap first, so here it is. It's probably one of the latest laptops that I've actually got in. If I had a power supply with it and stuff, I'd probably try and get it working again. It probably does work, but we're going to scrap it out for parts and see what we get out of it. Alright, I guess I'll start at the back. I've already undone some screws just to at least speed up the start of it. Probably best if I remove the battery. Now these batteries, this probably does work, so you can sell these batteries obviously as one of the parts that you can sell from your scrapped out laptops. If you don't sell it as a laptop battery, you could always scrap it and sell it as a Lion battery. This back cover off, and we'll get to the RAM and see what we got there. All right, so got a couple of RAM sticks here. Okay, so they're just 1 GB RAM. There's 2 of them here, so we'll get these out and make a start on. Okay, yeah, so 2 1 GB RAMs. I'd assume that these are working. I can always test them out, put them in another laptop. But so 1 gig RAM sticks, they don't sell for much, but much better than scrap value. They're so small and so light that they don't have much, gold recovery or value in scrap. So yeah, so even if you can get a few bucks each for them, it's better than nothing. So just got my little RAM box that I'll put them away, and I'll just keep the laptop RAMs. Alright, so the hard drive should be over the side here. Okay, it's a 250 gig hard drive, so obviously I can wipe this and reformat it and sell it as a 250 gig laptop hard drive. 250 gigs for a laptop is still pretty good, so I reckon you get quite good money for this hard drive. So we just add it, put that in my little box. Alright, so far we've got 3 items. We've got the battery, the 2 RAM sticks, and a hard drive. Alright, you can see the aluminium and copper heatsink running to the CPU here. Might just turn it over, open it up. I might just get this top cover off on the whole screen if I can. Okay, just got a disconnect there. So underneath this panel here, we've just got a little board here. It's got a little bit of gold plating, so I'll get that little circuit board off. Just want to undo the screws of the monitor here. See if I can separate the monitor from the main laptop. Obviously it's the first laptop scrap that I'm doing on videos, so I'm probably going to have to edit out quite a lot, because it's going to probably just take a little bit too long. So I'll try and edit out all the boring bits and make it a half watchable video. Okay. So the wires under the screen go under this panel here. So, as with scrapping most things, I suppose, it's all about just undoing screws, basically demanufacturing things completely opposite to how they put them together. So any screws you see, you just pretty much undo every screw you see, and eventually you'll get to the main things. So here we've got the nice keyboard, and because it's a relatively new laptop and it's a good condition keyboard, I'll just be careful. Okay, so I'll keep this keyboard, and you can actually sell this keyboard. You got should have the part number here, and so these are pretty easy to sell if they're in nice condition like this. And so that's the fourth item that we can sell out of this laptop scrap. But it's almost dismantled. At least we've sort of got it separated from it. Just got a couple of wires. I'm just not sure whether to cut these wires yet or not, so I'll just wait and see if I can get into it a little bit further and see if we can disconnect the wires. So I've undone the back of the laptop anyway, and I'll just turn it around. So we should be able to... Alright, sorry about this, just get my bearings for what I want to go next. So I'll get the rest of this top off, and we'll get to the motherboard anyway, and we'll see what we got from there. You've got to be pretty patient with these laptop scraps, especially if you're parting it out to try and sell some of the parts. Then you want to try and be reasonably gentle with it. Especially for most of us scrappers, we're not IT technicians, we're scrappers, so our hands are a little bit rough at times. Okay, so I'm going to have to cut that wire because it's not coming out, and it's the only way to get this out. First, I don't need this plate, so there. So I just cut the plate so I could get it off without cutting the wire, just so we'll see. But so this looks like a bit of stainless steel, some plastic that we've got to get rid of. Under here we've got the little trackpad circuit board. They're all different. We'll keep undoing some screws and keep getting into it. And once I've got most of the things undone, we can have a little closer look at the individual circuit boards and stuff. Just have to scan the whole laptop, just find every screw you can, because if you're scrapping it out completely, well, you're going to have to undo every screw anyway. So okay, silly me. Couple more screws on the actual heatsink of the CPU. All right. One more here. Okay. Well, that's the heatsink. Got that out. Not much of a heatsink really. It's mostly aluminium. Or copper aluminium. You can sort of cut away some of this copper if you like, separate it, or even I doubt that these would sell second hand, because what's the chance that someone's going to need one, but you never know. Otherwise, just selling it as copper aluminium is good enough. Alright, it's a bit of a messy job, but finally got to the motherboard. So here we go. Not a bad little motherboard. We've got the CPU here. Just undo you. Nice little CPU here. Give it a little clean, check up the part numbers. Might be able to sell it. Otherwise just throw it in with green fibre. Really nice motherboard. Got some black tantalum capacitors. Another one there. Some nice MLCCs there. So a good motherboard to depopulate or just sell as a motherboard. If you're going to sell as a motherboard, then you know there's a few little things that you might be able to want to take off. There's little gold-plated pins here that you can take off. A couple of these tantalum capacitors maybe. But yeah, that's the motherboard. And the CPU can go there. Alright, that's almost about it. Got a DVD that we can take out. So, you know, it's a reasonably late model DVD, so it's up to you if you want to try and sell these. You don't get much for them. Oh, just bumped into the camera. Another little board here. Don't know how good this video is going to turn out. Like I said, it's the first laptop scrap, and I'm not really sure how I was going to do it. Another little board here, nothing really there. Yeah, I wasn't really sure how I was going to scrap things out, or how it was going to turn out. So hopefully I get better at laptop scraps as I go. So I just got to disconnect some of this wire out of here. Right. So I've just got another little tiny little board there. Got the fan there that you can take out, but the rest there's not much left. And so now I've got all the wire that leads into the screen. So you know, one option is just to maybe sell the screen as is like this, or but what we're going to do is we're going to open it up and have a little look inside anyway. Yeah, there's probably not many screws on a laptop that you don't have to actually undo. They're all pretty much got to come off at some stage. So okay, so here's our monitor, our screen. Now, because this one's a pretty good screen, it's a little bit dirty, but I can clean this up. There's no real scratches on it, and it's a pretty new laptop. So I'm going to keep this screen and have a look if, you know, might be able to sell this screen as a part. So just keep it intact. Obviously, if we were going to scrap it out, we'd obviously remove the finger strip board, and there's a little board here and some wire. So we're not going to get much value out of it scrapping it. Although the finger strip board is a nice little one, but because of it is what it is, we could actually sell this and probably get just as much for this as we would for the RAM and batteries put together. So I'll put that aside. Okay, so this wire was just yeah, the wire wasn't really needed for the monitor, so I could have cut that wire and made it a little bit easier, but you know, you're better safe than sorry. And the only other thing is, obviously we're not going to use this top cover, so this this aluminium sheet, it's even got a little bit of copper you can peel off. You know, that you can sort of wrap up, and you can throw that into insulated copper. You could probably even throw that into burnt copper, and this one you can throw into scrap aluminium if you like. So we can remove all this aluminium wrap from the inside of the cover. You can throw that in aluminium if you like. There's not much, but for some people it all adds up. Another little board here. So I'll just clean up a little bit and have a little closer look at some of the parts that we got out of it. I just wanted to quickly mention, some people have asked me about these little goldy coloured pieces of metal inside the plastic of the cover of the laptops. And they've asked me whether these are gold or gold plated. And no, these are not gold plated. They're just brass. So they're just little brass pins that things can screw into them. So yeah, definitely not gold plated at any. There'd be no reason for it to be gold plated. So it's just brass, but it is still brass if you want to clean up your plastic because you're sending it off to a recycler. You've got to remove your steel, your metals. So that brass, you can just throw it into your brass, but it's definitely not gold plated. Well, this is what I ended up getting. First up, got the keyboard. So we'll see if we can sell that. Battery. Got a motherboard that I'm probably going to just depopulate, but someone might want to treat it a bit more carefully and maybe even sell it, but I'll depopulate it. Got a few little boards here. Got the trackpad circuit board here, which, as you can see, there's some gold flashing on it. And kind of underneath this green stuff here, there's gold flashing as well. So it's just a matter of working out how to get this this green stuff off. Yeah. Yeah, got a DVD, some aluminium. Got the main screen that we can try and sell. Got our 1 GB RAM and the CPU that I'm still yet to check out, but I'll just check it up and see if it's worth selling. The 250 gig hard drive, which should be a good little seller. And that's it. Just got a little heatsink here. Half copper aluminium kind of heatsink, and yeah, some little boards. Alright, well, that's about it. Yeah, that wasn't bad for a first up laptop scrap. Hopefully I get better at scrapping laptops, but yeah, that wasn't too bad. Mostly, going to get a bit of money out of the RAM, and definitely going to get some money out of the hard drive. So they're the first quickest things that we're going to get some money out of, and the rest, well, maybe this screen would be really handy for someone. Might get about $10 for this screen, maybe more. We'll see how we go. Alright, well, keep scrapping, guys, have fun, and I'll catch you next time.